Prabhuji was born in Mysore, Karnataka in 1973. Born into an Orthodox Madhva family, he spent his childhood in and around Madhva Mutt, Uttaradi Mutt. Later he did his schooling in Tenali, Andhra. While studying in college, marine engineering, it was in the third year that he heard a lecture by His Grace Dayaram Prabhu and made up his mind not to be a monk. To be a monk in ISKCON, as he read the Gita many times and frequently heard from His Holiness Bhakti Vidyapurna Swami at the Mayapur Gurukul. His conviction to dedicate his life for preaching the message of Bhagavad Gita became strong. While working in the Merchant Navy as an engineering officer, he utilized his abundant spare time studying Srimad Bhagavatam for hours a day. In the meantime, during his 3 months of break from his job in shipping, he got the divine association of His Grace Atma Tattva Das, who further inspired him to study Srila Prabhupada's books and dedicate his life for preaching, and told him that life is not meant for doing some Shudra work. He gave up his highly lucrative job and joined ISKCON Meera Road on August 20th, 1997. Services done in ISKCON. As soon as he joined ISKCON Meera Road in 1997, Prabhuji took up the responsibility of new Bhakta training and youth preaching, and Prabhuji got his first initiation in January 1998. Circumstances led Prabhuji to become the Vice President of ISKCON Meera Road in 1999. He took up congregation development and teaching in VIHE in the year 2002, and after his second initiation in 2007, he was made the President of ISKCON Meera Road, which came out to be a very strong community with a beautiful temple. He is known more for his philosophical discourses than his managerial abilities. He has also produced leaders and set up many temples and preaching centers in Vapi, Bhavnagar, Bilwara, Udaipur and many other places. He has served as WIDC Vice Chairman and has also completed the GBC College training from his first batch. Current services, along with being the President of ISKCON Meera Road, Prabhuji is alone Chairman of Vapi Temple Council. He travelled extensively in South Gujarat, South Rajasthan and Punjab for preaching and guiding in setting up a standard Gurukul as envisioned by Srila Prabhupada. Education is his passion. So he identified himself as teacher of Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav and Shed Darshanas and other scriptures. Prabhuji is a sannyasi candidate and shortly he will receive sannyasa diksha. So thank you so much Prabhuji for your services to our movement. So His Grace Kamal Lochan Prabhuji ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Over to you Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रजजन रंजना यशोदानंदन व्रजजन रंजना यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे हे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा जय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya Naram chaiva narottamam Devim saraswatim vyasam Tato jayamudire Nashtaprayesha bhadreshu Nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavati uttama shloke Bhaktir bhavati naishtiki Om Jnanvirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaiham Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utabadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Niti Namine Shrivar Shabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdhaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Pavave Namaha Madhuryojjala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murte Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddhapa Siddhanta Dvantaharine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murte Vipralambara Sambhote Padambujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumestvam Nirdeshta Sajjana Priyaha Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathayate Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prem Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishay Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandha Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jaitam Surator Pangur Mamanda Matergati Matsarvaswapadam Bojo Radha Madana Mohano Divyad Vrindaranyakalpadrumadaha Srimad Ratnagara Simhasanasto Srimad Radha Shila Govinda Devo Prashtralibhise Vimano Smarami Sriman Rasarasarambi Vamshivatatarastitaha Karsham Vena Sanair Gopit Gopinatha Shri Astanaha Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanasute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare I'm not only just happy and not only just surprised but also shocked that in a Gulf country you have such a wonderful congregation. Deity worship is going on so nicely and nice devotees who have got so much of bhava to welcome. I don't know how I am here. just all the developments happened within the past 4 or 5 days. Some program which I had for the entire week got cancelled, and just half an hour later, Atul Shur called me and told me, can you go to Bahrain? I told, where is it? He told me, it is somewhere in the Gulf. The only time when I came to Gulf was when I was working. I was in Merchant Navy, as you all know. Brahmanadhyam Saraswatyam Samyaprase, that is the address where Vyasa wrote his Bhagavatam. So there he was very much dissatisfied. Then Narada comes there and tells him that, oh Vyasa, Jignasita atitam cha brahmayat sanatanam tatapi sochasyatmanah kritarthaya Prabhu. Oh Vyasa, in spite of you writing the entire Mahabharata, all the 18 Puranas, the Mahabharata, and the Brahma Sutras, why are you dissatisfied? Then Narada gives the seed verses which becomes the basis of Bhagavatam. He tells Vyasa, my dear Vyasa, the dissatisfaction what you have is because you have talking about so many things. Yatha dharmartascha. You have spoken about so much dharma, artha, kama, moksha, you have spoken so much. But Hare Gunana Katana, you have not done so much. Praya Nirupitaha. You have not done it enough. You describe Krishna, but you have not described to such an extent it has to be described. And how much it has to be described? You have to write a book in which Krishna Katha is there in every chapter, in every verse, every word, in every akshara. And that Krishna Katha should be described in such a way that every akshara of Srimad Bhagavatam should reign Krishna Prema. Krishna Prema Aksharayate. So when Vyasa was given this knowledge about Bhagavatam by Narada, then Narada, after hearing from Narada, Vyasa, he actually takes the Bhagavatam which he had originally written and then he Kritvanukramya Atmajam, he actually modified the Bhagavatam, he edited the Bhagavatam. In this way we have this Bhagavatam as Sarvavedanta Saram Arthoyam Brahma Sutranam, and Krishna, he is speaking the Bhagavatam again to Uddhava. So Krishna speaking to Uddhava is actually in one sense Bhagavatam summarized. But how it has he has summarized? He has summarized in such a way that even a child can understand it. Even a child can understand. That is why the 11th canto becomes the Matha of Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam and Krishna are compared, the body, limbs of Krishna, and Bhagavatam 12 cantos of Bhagavatam are nicely compared, very nicely. It says that Pado Yadiyo Pratamadvitiyo, Pado Yadiyo Pratamadvitiyo, the 2 feet of Krishna are 2 cantos of Bhagavatam, first and second. Tritiya Turyo Katito Yaduru, the 2 thighs of Krishna, they are the second, the third and the 4th canto of Bhagavatam. Nabhistata Panchamayeva Shashto, the Nabhi of Krishna is the 5th canto of Bhagavatam. And the heart of Krishna is 6th canto of Bhagavatam. Panchayeshashto and Ujantaram do tata yugalam tatanyo, the 2 hands of Krishna, bhujas of Krishna, they are the 7th and 8th canto of Bhagavatam, and the 9th canto is the neck of Krishna, and Mukharavindam Dashamam Prafullam, the face of Krishna is the 10th canto of Bhagavatam. And within the face of Krishna, the most enchanting, in a personality, the most enchanting is the face, and in that the smile is the most enchanting thing. And Krishna's smile is within the 10th canto, the Rasa Panchadhyaya, the 5 cantos, 5 chapters of Bhagavatam, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. These are Rasa Panchadhyaya. And the 11th canto, Lalata Pattam, Ekadaseshu Lalata Pattam. This the forehead of Krishna, that is the 11th canto of Bhagavatam. So in this you find the most important is the face, because if somebody asks you, give me your photograph, which part of the body you give? Hand, I take my hand. No, give the face, because that is your identity. In the same way, the identity of the 10th canto, identity of Bhagavatam is 10th canto, because it's face of Krishna. The face of Bhagavatam is 10th canto. And in that you have the forehead. That is more important than the face in one sense, because the forehead is where your karma is written. It is, I don't know, here I met Kannadiga devotees. Hane bar anta heltaralla, hane bar. The forehead, what is there in your karma, it is written on the forehead. So that is the 11th canto. That is there is no karma for Krishna, there is no karma for Bhagavatam. It takes us beyond karma. But still, if you want to know what is the Kundali of Bhagavatam, it is the forehead of Bhagavatam, 11th canto, the forehead of Krishna. So there you can write. Here Brahma writes here. This is what is going to happen. So for Krishna, what is actually, who is Krishna? If you want to know, what is he thinking, etc. It is all from the 11th canto. In the most important part of the 11th canto is Krishna's conversation with Uddhava. That is the last, when Krishna is about to leave, he spoke to Uddhava, and that is found in the 11th canto. So, speaking the entire 11th canto, and when it comes to the 25th chapter, he is almost like, he is now ending the 10th canto, 11th canto. So that is why this 25th chapter becomes very, very significant and very important. Now, why it is more important or most important is described in the very first verse of the 25th chapter. For that we should know what is 24th chapter. So I am going to summarize the 24th chapter and then start the 25th chapter today. So the name of the 24th chapter is Sankhya Yoga, Sankhya. And we are all very much familiar with this name, Sankhya. Samyak Akhyayati iti Sankhya means very nice description or counting a particular thing is known as Sankhya. Sankhya means counting. Samyak Akhyayati means nicely describing every element by counting each element. That is called Sankhya. Samyak Rupena Akhyayati Sankhya Sankhya iti. Now, Krishna, he starts speaking to Uddhava and tells to Uddhava, he says, Atate sampravakshami Sankhyam purvair vinishchitam. I am going to speak to you, Uddhava, about Sankhya. How? Sampravakshami, Samyak Rupena pravakshami. I am chapter in the 25th chapter. Srila Sridhara Swami clearly says this thing. The connection is this. In the 24th chapter, it is promised by Krishna to Uddhava. My dear Uddhava, if you hear this chapter very nicely, you will understand that you are not this body or spirit soul. Okay. Now, why 25th chapter is required? Why 25th chapter is required? For that, Srila Sridhar Swami clearly says, Prakriti Purusha Visheshajñāyām navopi jnanam avopi. Means, even though you understood that you are not this body or spirit soul, it is not enough. I don't know how many of you studied Bhakti Shastri, or if you have studied Bhagavad Gita very carefully. Srila Prabhupada says, knowing that I am not this body, I am spirit soul is not enough. We have not even realized that. Even if you realize that, it is not enough. It is not enough. So where did he get that line from? Many years back, when I was teaching Bhakti Shastri, the first Bhakti Shastri teaching assignment was given to me when I was just 4 years in the movement. I come from a small temple. Now it has become a big temple, of course, Mira Road. It was only a small shed and hardly enough place to stay for our 20 brahmacharis who were staying there. So I got a call from Jew, why don't you teach Bhakti Shastri for us? I told, I myself am not a Bhakti Shastri, I don't have certificate. Then they told me, no, you can teach. While teaching, you can give exam also. So I told, okay, it's very interesting. So 2 years. So at that time I was always stuck with this thing. When this line came, I somehow skipped this line, went ahead. Because if somebody asked me and then I have no answer for it. So it was almost a year of contemplation. Where did Prabhupada get this line from? Of course, you may deduce it with 100 different ways, but I want a pramana for it. So that is the time when I was reading Bhagavatam. I researched Bhagavatam. It took almost 1 year to find this line of Sridhar Swami's commentary, where he clearly says it is not enough. Even though you have understood that you are not thus body or spirit soul, it is not enough. So what is there in the Vedanta Upanishads? Sarva Upanishado Gavo, Dogda Gopalanandana, Partho Vatsa Sudit Bhokta, Dugdam Gitamratam Hat. Gita is the essence of Upanishads. And Bhagavatam is the commentary on Vedanta Sutra, which is the Sutra format of Upanishads. So in this way you find there is a connection between Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. So Krishna speaks to Arjuna and the same thing when he speaks to Uddhava, it is more elaborate, it is more clear. To such an extent even a child can understand. If you see Sankhya spoken by Kapila to Devayuti, that is also not very easy. 3rd canto, 26th chapter. It's not very easy. But the same thing when Krishna spoke to Uddhava, because it is much later. Kapila and Devayuti, that happened in Satyuga. Their people had brains. Now it is just happening. Krishna is about to leave. Just beginning of Kali, end of Dwapara. So Krishna knew that I had to speak something very simple. Because as soon as people hear the word Sankhya, they will run away. So better I speak in a very simple way. What is Sankhya? So a simplified version of Sankhya you find in the 25th chapter. So that is why he says, Sampravakshami tadvijnaya puman sadhyo jahyad vaikalpikam brahman. So then he goes on speaking about what is Sankhya. He says, originally this was spoken in Satyuga, but I am going to speak to you in a very condensed way, in a very nice way. So in a very simple way he says that Tanmaya falarupena kevalam nirvikalpikam vangmano gocharam satyam dvidha sambhavat brita. Dvidha sambhavat brita. That Supreme Lord, Brahman, it's addressed in the Upanishad as Brahman, the Supreme Lord, Dvidha. He manifests himself in 2 ways. One is Purusha, other is Prakriti. Purusha here refers to not Parama Purusha, it refers to living entity. So these are the 2 manifestations of Krishna's energy. Like Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that there are 2 kinds of energies. Prakriti. One is Para Prakriti, Apara Prakriti. Bhumi, Apo, Analo, Vayukham, Mano, Buddhirevacha, Ahankaramiti, Emme, Bhinna, Prakriti, Ashada. Aparemitastvanyam, Apara. Aparemitastvanyam, Prakritim Viddhime Param. There is Apara Prakriti and Para Prakriti. The same thing here. It is more clearly, Krishna says that Dvidha Sambhavat Brita. That Supreme Lord who is Nirvikalpikam and Vang Mano Gocharam. Vang Mano Gocharam means who is beyond mind and words. So Krishna is beyond mind and words. If somebody says, I have described Krishna, you have not done anything about Krishna. Oh, I have thought about Krishna. You cannot, because you cannot fit Krishna in your mind. You cannot describe Krishna. That is why the Upanishads clearly say that Eto vacho nivartanti aprapya manasasaha. Eto vacho nivartanti aprapya. So when you think of Krishna, your thoughts go and come back empty-handed. When you speak about Krishna, your words go and then come back empty-handed. That means what? You cannot completely glorify Krishna. You cannot completely think about Krishna. If somebody says, I have finished Bhagavatam, in Hindi they say, Gita khatam ho gaya. Gita khatam kar liya. Or khatam ho gaya, tum bhi khatam ho gaya. You also khatam. Because you thought that I have finished Gita, that means you are finished. You cannot, because it's unlimited. You cannot finish something which is unlimited. You cannot complete something which is ananta. Purnamada Purnamidam. You cannot complete which is complete. because you are incomplete. So we are incomplete. Because of our incompleteness, you cannot actually comprehend of the complete whole. So that is what Kevalam Nirvikalpikam is beyond all dualities. Vang Mano Gocharam Satyam Dida Sambhavat Brita. Now, here very interesting word Krishna. He says Satyam. Both are called Satyam. They are real. They are Satya. They are not called Satya. They are Satya. More technicalities because this verse, the third verse of the 24th chapter, where Krishna talks about this Prakriti and Purusha, these two words, these two have been described by himself as Satya. The world is real, the Jivas are real, they are not unreal. We are living in a real world where we are real. So he actually destroys the entire Mayavad philosophy. So we have Mayavad philosophy, which says that the world is unreal. Only one reality is there, Brahman. Brahma Satyam, Jagat Mithya. So Brahman is Satya and Jagat is Mithya. That is their philosophy. And if Brahman is Satya, how come this Jagat, which has come from Brahman, be Asatya? That is also Satya. Because Krishna's energy, this world is Krishna's energy. What is the Vaishnava understanding of this aphorism called Sarvam Kalvidam Brahman? Sarvam Kalvidam Brahman. The whole world, whatever you see, Idam, Kalu, definitely is Brahman. What does it mean? It is energy of Krishna. So there are two energies of Krishna, and if you want to understand Krishna, what is the way? Only through these two energies. The analysis of the soul, the analysis of the entire Prakriti, which is Vibhu, these are the only two ways by which we can understand Krishna. Because Sahashakti Bihi. If you want to understand sun, you understand sun through sun rays. Otherwise you cannot understand sun. How can you understand Krishna? Because he is beyond mind, beyond intelligence. Even scriptures are also beyond our mind and intelligence. The only way by which you can understand Krishna is Prakriti and Purusha. And understanding Prakriti and Purusha is Sankhya. So, Krishna can be understood only through his energies. In the Tata Sandarbhas, this point is very nicely described by Srila Jiva Goswami. In the Sandarbhas, the first one is known as Tata Sandarbha. So there you have Pramana Kanda and Prameya Kanda. Bhagavatam as the highest Pramana has been proved by Jiva Goswami. And in other Kanda, the second part is the Prameya Kanda. What are the subject matters in Bhagavatam? So we know there are 10 subject matters in Bhagavatam. Sarga, Visarga, Sthana, Poshana, Manvantara, Ishanakata, Nirodho, Mukti, Ashrayaha. Second canto, 10th chapter, first verse. So these 10 subject matters of Bhagavatam, they are talking about the cosmology, the great Brihat world. And this micrology, that is Anu and Vibhu. That is why the modern day scientists, they are totally bewildered in these two areas of research. Cosmology, what is there above the sky? Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. So everyone wants to know what is there up above the sky. I was always wondering as a small kid, suppose if I get a rocket, I sit in the rocket and go high, what will I touch? It's a very interesting thought. I go up and I see the star, I see the moon, I go up. Suppose for example I reach some top, something like that. And what is there above that? Sometimes nights used to pass. In small towns and villages, we would just sleep under the sky. Rains come down inside the house. Otherwise, sleep on top of the terrace or sometimes in the angan. So, looking at the stars, I used to wonder where if you go up and what do you find? So, this is one area of confusion. The other area of confusion is what is the smallest thing? If you go small, if you cut the atom, then micron, electron, when you just go on small, what is the smallest thing? Sukshmatvat avijnaha. What is the smallest thing, subtlest thing? So these are the two areas, the cosmology and micrology, where people are totally bewildered. They just cannot. And that is the definition of God. Anoraniyam Mahato Mahiyam. Who is Krishna? The smallest of the smallest. And the biggest of the biggest. So cosmology, micrology, these are the two areas of research. Now the same thing, Prakriti and Purusha. Prakriti is whole cosmology. Purusha, the living entity, the soul, is the subtlest, sukshma, the most subtle thing is the soul. So if you analyze soul, you can understand Krishna. If you analyze the world, you understand Krishna. So dvidha tayor ekatro hi अर्थः प्रकृतिः शोभयात्मिकाः ज्ञानं तु अन्यतमो भावः पुरुषः सो अभिधीयते. In these two categories, one manifestation is called prakriti, which is the embodiment of cause and effect, and other manifestation is the living entity. He is known as jiva, prakriti in Sankhya. So let us see the Sankhya. If you have studied the second chapter very thoroughly, especially second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 39th verse. Esha te avita sankhye buddhiyogam te shunu. And now Krishna says that I am going to speak to you about buddhi yoga. Till now I have spoken to you about Sankhya yoga. Then Srila Prabhupada writes in the purports that there are three kinds of Sankhyas. One Sankhya by Yatisti Kapila, another Sankhya by Krishna, and another Sankhya by Devhuti Kapila. And now, interestingly, Srila Prabhupada says, the atheistic Kapila has Sankhya, has nothing to do with these two Kapilas, these two Sankhyas, Krishna Sankhya and Kapila Sankhya, Devhuti Kapila Sankhya. The atheistic Kapila Sankhya, though he talks about Prakriti and Purusha, and he clearly told Ishvara Siddhe, God is not required. There are some people who say God is not there, they are better than those who say God is not required. Whether he is there or not there, don't talk about him. At least those who say God is not there, they are still talking about God. But those who say God is not there, just forget him now. Let him be peaceful, let us be peaceful. Why are you troubling us? So the Sankhya's are like that. Say just a blind man and a lame man, both of them come together, the work is done. You have your senses, you have your body, and you have got sense objects. Just enjoy, work is done. Why God and all? And like a magnet attracts iron, there's just attraction, mutual attraction. There's no third person required. There are only two, that's all. Like you chew the beetle and you will get the redness. And the camel is just carrying camphor, saffron. Like in desert, they used to carry lot of saffron, kesar. It's available a lot here. Used to maybe. So they used to carry camphor on the camel and then come all the way to India. So those people at that time, they used to give example. You see camel and camphor and saffron, it's coming just like that. So in this way, these examples are given to prove that you don't require God. And some of the examples they give that you have rice and scorpions. Scorpions coming from rice. And all these examples you find in Srila Prabhupada's books here and there to explain that atheistic Sankhya doesn't accept, not only just doesn't accept the existence of God, they will clearly say God is not required. So by studying the atheistic Sankhya, you may get a lot of understanding of Prakriti and Purusha, but it is atheism, so it is totally rejected. Atyanta Nirapeksha. And then you have Krishna Sankhya and Devhuti Kapila Sankhya. Krishna Sankhya and Devhuti Kapila Sankhya both are one and the same, at the same time different. How? Krishna Sankhya talks about the distinction body and soul. But it is Jnana Mishra Bhakti. Whereas Kapila Sankhya is totally Bhakti, pure devotional service. Anyhow, we will not go into the intricacies of this. For that you should know that Prakriti, what is Prakriti made up of? Sattva, Rajas, Tama. Prakriti and Purusha, when they come together, then the world manifests. So basically the Sankhya Yoga talks about how the whole world comes into existence. Creation of this world, maintenance of this world, and how the destruction happens. So this is the subject matter of Sankhya, by which you have understanding of all the elements. Now, we have three manifestations of false ego. First one is modes of nature. These modes of nature are all sleeping. That is known as pradhana. So when Krishna, he looks at it in the form Mahavishnu, from his eyes, two rays comes. One, the Samuha Jiva Shakti, and other one is Kala Shakti. These two come and then affect the pradhana. And the pradhana becomes big Hiranyagarbha, it is known as Mahat Tattva. It is shining, the golden egg. From there, there is a manifestation of false ego, which is known as Tamasa Buddhi. And this Tamasa Buddhi, when it projects itself from Sattva-guna, from Rajoguna, from Tamoguna. So when these Ahankara or the Tamasa Buddhi manifests from these three things, then you have Vaikarika, Taijasa and Tamasa. Vaikarika, Tamasa and Taijasa and Tamasa. Three manifestations. So from false ego in the mode of ignorance, what manifests are the Tanmatras. Tanmatras we know very well what they are. Tanmatras means the subtle forms of the gross elements. What are the subtle forms of the gross elements? Gross elements we all know. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. Mind, intelligence, these are the gross elements. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. So what is the subtle form of earth? That is smell. Subtle form of water is taste. Subtle form of fire is form. Subtle form of air is touch. Subtle form of sound is subtle form of ether is sound. So these are the Tanmatras, the five gross elements and Tanmatras. They come from the mode of ignorance because they are just stable. They are just jada. So when the false ego manifests through passion, it manifests the senses, the five working senses and the five knowledge gaining senses. These are manifested from there. And ultimately from the false ego manifested from mode of goodness, you have the devatas, the controlling deities of these elements, and ultimately and mind. So the whole 24 elements are manifested by this pradhana. When Lord looks at pradhana, these 24 elements are manifested. And what are the 24 elements? Simple. 10 senses, 5 working senses and 5 knowledge gaining senses, 5 gross elements and 5 subtle elements. That becomes 20. And you have mind, intelligence and false ego. And you have pradhana. These are the 24 elements. So time is the 25th element and the soul is the 26th element and Paramatma is the 27th element, you can say, and time, Atma and Paramatma. So these are the 27 elements. And analysis of these 27 elements is actually known as Sankhya. Now going further, Krishna, he talks about whatever you find in this world, whether big or small. Yavat sanjayate krinchit, Krishna told in the Bhagavad Gita actually. Yavat sanjayate krinchit, kshetra kshetra sanyogyate vahi. Whatever you find in this world is nothing but kshetra kshetra sanyogaha. Kshetra means the material world, body. Kshetragya means soul. So, anur brahat krishna stulo yo yo bhavaha prasidyati sarvapi ubhaya samyuktaha. Same thing, what Krishna told. Kshetra kshetraga samyogat. Here, the word samyukta is used. Prakritya purushena cha. Prakriti purusha. By the combination of Prakriti and Purusha, the whole world is manifest. So a person who is expert in Sankhya, he has a perfect understanding of the modes of nature and is nothing but Prakriti and Purusha. Somebody is shouting at you, passion. Right? Actually he is not shouting. Passion is shouting. What you can do? Let the passion work. After some time what will happen? All the energy is gone, so it sleeps. So be peaceful, you don't shout. Somebody becomes very angry and he is not angry actually. He is peaceful only. But the passion is making him do something. That's all. And when you are having this understanding, you are not agitated by anything of this world. That is why Krishna says in this verse, in the Bhagavad Gita, Tattvavitu mahabaho gunakarma vibhagayo guna guneshvartanti iti matvana sajjate. Guna guneshu vartante. It is nothing but the interaction of the modes of nature. That is why navartante, nasajjate, undisturbed. If somebody wants to be undisturbed, then you should be a Sankhyaite. A Sankhyaite is a person who is totally undisturbed. Even a snake comes in front of him, tamoguna. Because body of the snake is made of tamas. And what it can do for you. And the snake also says, what is he? He is not reacting for me. He reacting anything. Snake goes away. So the more you are self-realized, then people also will not bother much about you. Why people bother you? Because you are not self-realized. Somebody says, Prabhu, he is disturbing me so much. You become self-realized, he will not disturb you because he wants you to be disturbed. And you are not disturbed, he will find somebody else to be disturbed. He will find somebody else. He wants to disturb someone. And you are getting disturbed, so you are inviting, isn't it? So this is actually Sankhya. Very interesting. Now he goes further. The cause of the effect. Yastu yasyadir antascha savai madhyam cha tasya sam vikaro vyavaharartho yatha taijasa parthiva. The cause and effects which are there in this world, it is nothing but the transformation of the modes of nature, prakriti. So don't be much affected by it because it has a beginning. Since it has a beginning, it has an end. Everything which has a beginning, it has an end. So ultimately, he talks about how everything winds up. Now after talking about creation, he talks about how the sense objects which are there, the tanmatras, they enter into the grass elements. And the grass elements enter into their subtle forms. And again they enter into the Prakriti. And Prakriti enters into Pradhana. So in this way, unmanifestation. And what about the Jiva then? He is still conditioned. The Jiva is embraced by Vishnu. Vishnu embraces. Krishna embraces them. It is not that the Jiva enters Vishnu or becomes one with Vishnu. The living entity embraces Vishnu, is embraced by Vishnu. That means he goes in the stomach of Mahavishnu or Garbhodaksha Vishnu. And along with that Jiva, his conditioned nature and the time also enters. So in the next creation, again the Jiva comes. So understanding all these things is known as Sankhya. Especially this world is a manifestation of Krishna's energy, Shakti Parinamavada. So Sankhya, they accept this thing. That is, Sankhya philosophy teaches this thing, that existence cannot come out of non-existence. So there is Krishna, real Lord, and from him energy is manifest, and this transformation of energy becomes this world. So what you find, this world is nothing but the energy of Krishna. That is why Chaitanya Charitamrita, Ramananda Rai, to Ramananda Rai, Krishna says that Stavar Jangamne Deki Nadiki Tarmurti. A devotee, when he sees this world, he doesn't see the forms of this world. Whatever he sees, he remembers Krishna because he knows that everything is nothing but energy of Krishna. So the whole chapter Krishna summarizes, and then at the end he says that Yesha Sankhya Vidhi Prokta. So you should know whatever I have spoken to you, known as it is known as Sankhya, and Samshaya Granthi Bedanaha Granthi Bedanaha. Samshaya Granthi Bedena. Whatever described to you, it is Granthi Beda, means all the Ahankara will be destroyed. And not only that, Paravara Drisha Maya. It will destroy all kinds of doubts, all kinds of illusions, whatever you have, Arjuna. So by Sankhya, illusions are destroyed. By Sankhya, all kinds of Hriday Granthi, that is Ahankara is destroyed. But there is one problem. Even in spite of being a Sankhya, there is one problem. What is that? You have not realized Krishna. You just know it is all the play of Krishna. This world is a play of Krishna. But you don't know the transcendental position of Krishna. That is why the next chapter, that is the modes of nature, its activities, and beyond. How the soul is beyond the modes, how Krishna is beyond the modes, that is a subject matter for us for the next few days. That is 25th chapter. The 25th chapter is nothing but a elaborate description of one verse in the Bhagavad Gita. What is that one verse in the Bhagavad Gita which says that whatever you see in this world is nothing but the combination of the modes of nature. Whatever you see in this world. Gunebhya param veti madbhavam sadhigacchati. Nanyah gunebhya kartaram yata vrishtanupashyati. Very interesting verse. Na anyah gunebhya kartaram. Na anyah means nothing else other than gunebhya kartaram. What is acting in this world is nothing else other than the modes of nature. Yatha drishta anupashyati. If somebody drishta sees it, how? Anupashyati, always, constantly. Number one. Number two, gunebhya param veti. Who is that person who is transcendental modes of nature? The soul is also transcendental modes of nature. Krishna is also transcendental to the modes of nature. So knowing soul and its constitutional position as being servant of Krishna, who is also transcendental modes of nature, then saha, that person, madbhavam adhigacchati. He attains my bhava, or bhava towards me, or he attains Vaikuntha, he becomes liberated. Madbhavam sadhigacchati has got two meanings. One means he attains bhava towards me, or love towards me. Other one is madbhava means very similar nature of mind, that means you attain mukti, sauja mukti, or you go to the spiritual world. So in this way, the whole of this 25th chapter is nothing but an explanation to this verse. And this verse is actually the guiding principle for every devotee. Whatever has happening in this world, call us to it. Don't just pay much attention to it. Why? Because it's the sattva rajas tama dancing, that's all. It's a dance of the modes of nature. And you have nothing to do with that. And you only something to do with somebody who is of the same category of yours, that is Krishna. So, being undisturbed is the subject matter, or is actually the situation which one has to achieve before he actually thinks of getting love of God. We always think of getting, I want to achieve love of God, love of God. Okay. Like if you want to go to Mumbai, then first you have to go to the airport. Then you sit in the flight, you will go to Mumbai. You don't have to do much. After sitting in the flight, automatically you will go there. But to go, you have to purchase a ticket, you have to purchase immigration, the security check. For that is where the prayasa is there. Once you sit in the flight, there is no prayasa. There is no much endeavor for you. So endeavor is to reach the first objective. What is that? To get into the flight. In the same way, you have to attend Krishna Prema. That is like going to Mumbai. But for that, you have to reach an objective. What is that objective? You are undisturbed in spite of even death coming. If you are able to achieve that position, that is like sitting in the flight. And then there is no prayas, automatically Krishna takes you. Till that time, we have to endeavor. That's called nishtha. In bhakti, it is called nishtha. Ado shraddha tata sadhu sangha tata bhajana kriya anartha nivritti syat tata nishtha. Then ruchi asakti bhava prema vidanchati sadhakana mayam premna sadur padur bhavit bhavit kramaha. Automatically comes. But the endeavor is still to achieve the position of nishtha. What is the meaning of nishtha? Like every day before we chant the Bhagavatam or give the Bhagavatam class, we chant this verse. Nashta prayesha badreshu nityam bhagavad sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtikim. That word naishtiki refers to nishtha. Nishtha means very simple. That you can very much learn from me. when I am taking prasadam. When I am taking prasadam, if somebody comes behind me and take a stick, starts beating me, my prasadam goes on. Morning, I was welcomed with nice idiyapams and dosa. It was a shock for me, Bahrain and idiyappam and dosa. Even in Bombay, I don't get that. I ate idiyappams after 5 years. In Bombay. And I ate it coming to Bahrain. What is this? I mean, this Prabhupada's mercy. Otherwise, how it can happen? It's impossible. It's very impossible. When sannyas ministry, they sent me to South America all the way. They told me, why? I told them, you have gone crazy or what? You are sending somebody, a South Indian, to South America. What it has got to do? I just don't have no knowledge, nothing. You send there. No, you have to go. Then I told, I have no money. Then they told me, I'll give you money. Then I had to go. Then I went there. So, it was fine, it was okay. Then they sent me to Africa. Then I thought, what is this? You sending me to Africa? Even in Mumbai, people don't understand my lectures. You are sending to Africa. Then the sannyas ministry told, no, you have to go. He told her. So when I went to Africa, the devotee was there, Prabhuji. I told him, he asked me, when you would like to have prasadam? I told, whenever you give, whatever you give. Now I become Brahman realized for... I already made up my mind, I have to eat whatever you give. No, Prabhuji, somebody is bringing prasadam. Somebody got... So, when I was actually taking bath and somebody just gave the dabba and I opened. You know what I found? I found rice, I found pappu, I found avocado. It's all typical Andhra food. That too in Africa. So this is Prabhupada's movement. Anyhow, coming back to the point, that is, when you are taking prasadam, in spite of somebody, when you are doing bhojan, especially I am doing bhojan, at that time, even though somebody kicks on my back, I'll take care of you later, not now. Not now. After you're full, then you forget him also, what is said. You had your food, so you're peaceful. So the same way, it's called nishtha. That means, even when you're doing bhajan, in spite of disturbances, which are internal or external, two kinds of disturbance. Your mind doesn't allow you to be peaceful. If you are alone and then everything is nice, but still mind is disturbed. Or somebody externally comes and disturbs you, but still you are fixed up. You're chanting, you're serving. Nothing can shake you. So, undisturbed situation, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na sochati na kankshati. Na pravurshet priyam prapya, no prapya priya apriyam, no dvijet prapya cha priyam. Sthira buddhira sammulo brahmavid brahmanisitam. In the middle. And in the beginning, Matra sprashastu konteya, Sita oshna sukha dukkhada, Agama apayano nityastan didikshas bharata. In the beginning, middle and end, everywhere, Krishna talks about achieve your objective first. Go later. You must have studied management by objectives, MBO. First, you want to achieve goal, first you achieve objectives. That is how you achieve your goal. Just keep your goal and you're just working hard. You don't worry about objectives. First you have to keep your objectives very clear. The first objective for every devotee is to be nishthavan, to achieve nishtha, to be undisturbed in all provoking circumstances. In other sense, the word tolerance. Actually, say, how long should I tolerate? It means you are not tolerating. How much should I tolerate? That means you are not tolerating. So, I should not use the word tolerate, but let us try to achieve the state of being undisturbed in all provoking circumstances. It may be whether internal provocations or external provocations. So that is the first objective to be met. And now, that is called this first thing, Nanyah gunebhyah kartaram, yatha drishtha anupashyati, to constantly see that whatever we are seeing in this world, it is nothing but the play of nature. Prakriti is play of nature. Nanyam gureka. And then gunebhyah param veti madbhavam sadmadhigacchati. So this is what is described in this particular chapter. So if most of you have your Bhagavatam in you, in your mobiles, you can see, and then I'll talk about the verse very elaborately, because this is the 25th chapter, that is the subject matter. Till now I just gave the summary of the 24th chapter. So Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, Gunanam asammishranam pumam yena yatha bhavet tanme purushas varyedam upadharaya samsataha. Gunanam samamishranam. Oh, Uddhava, please listen to me. I am going to tell you about asamishranam, means modes in this world are existing in two ways. One is pure, other is mixed. Purely what these modes are not perceivable by us, but mostly they are all perceived or only mixed. But to understand the mixed modes of nature, first you should know what these modes of nature are in their pure format. There cannot be any purely goodness only existing, passion only existing in a person, or ignorance existing in a person, purely only ignorance. We may say, when we say he is in a mode of passion, it means all the three modes are there, but primarily he is predominantly in mode of passion. If somebody, we say that he is in mode of ignorance, at this particular time he may be in mode of ignorance, but maybe somewhere else he may not be in mode of ignorance. He may be in mode of passion or goodness. So mostly they are all mixed. So gunanam samishranam pumam yena yatha bhavet tanme purushaha varyedam upadaraya samstaha. Upadaraya. I am going to speak about this thing to you, my dear Uddhava. Please listen to me. So now, so I should finish it now. Yeah, I'll just 2 minutes. 2 minutes, just 2 minutes. Let me get the first verse done. So then for that, Srila Sridhara Swami, he starts his commentary. He says, Pancharimsho swaner gunyaha prakritehi nirupyate. So what is there in the subject matter? What is the subject matter of the 25th chapter? There are two subject matters. Description about the modes of nature in two ways. One is purely what modes of nature are. Number two, what are the mixed modes of nature are. And number two, the second thing about this chapter is description of words, of vastu, or those objects, especially two, that is the soul and the super soul, which are beyond the modes of nature. These are the two. Now what was the necessity for describing this 25th chapter? Because in the previous chapter it is already described that, one who understands Sankhya, he knows Prakriti and Purusha, it is modes of nature and the soul, then fine. No, it is not enough. Even though you know that, it is very difficult to get out of ahankara, and that is why this chapter is required. Even though you know that I am in the well, I am separate from the well, you cannot say I am out of the well. You require to hang the rope. You have to catch hold of the rope which is hanging, and then you have to climb out of the well. So this is the subject matter for this 25th chapter. So next few days we will be contemplating on this 25th chapter. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much, Prabhuji. Actually, I want to say in one sentence what Prabhu has told is undisturbed in all pervading circumstance, Nishtavan, the devotee. Provoking provoking circumstances actually. So thank you very much, Prabhu. Prabhu has given the preamble for the 25th chapter by taking the summary of 24th chapter, and Prabhu spoke on the what are the subject matter he is going to speak for next 5 days. So we request devotees, please attend his all classes. Tomorrow evening the class will be in Kano Garden, Shri Radha Gopala Krishna Temple. So we request all the devotees, please attend tomorrow evening. Class starts at 7:45 p.m. in the evening. Hare Krishna. We thank all the devotees for attending today's evening program. Tomorrow morning Boga is sponsored by Gangadhar Rao Tenneti and Prasanna Tenneti on the occasion of daughter Goda Devi's birthday. So they are requesting all the devotees come and participate in Ekadashi morning program. And tomorrow evening program, evening is Grace Somavamshi Madhavdas Prabhu and Her Grace Sakshi Shrestha Radha Devidas Mataji. They are offering the Boga, so they are requesting all the devotees to come and participate in Ekadashi evening program. So today's offering is given by His Grace Arvindangri Krishnadas Prabhu and Srimati Amita Mataji, celebrating 19th wedding anniversary. So we all chant one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra for all our sponsors. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We all wish you, Prabhuji, happy Krishna conscious wedding anniversary. Hare Krishna. So tomorrow is Varatini Ekadashi and day after tomorrow is Dwadashi. Fast break is from 5:03 in the morning to 9:24 in the morning. Hare Krishna. So Prabhuji will give the class again, I'll repeat, tomorrow evening in Kano Garden Temple. We request all the devotees, please come and participate at 7:45. And Prabhu will be giving Friday morning class here, Srimad Bhagavatam. Please inform all your friends, relatives here in Balram Desh. Hare Krishna, thank you so much. So we'll move to the temple hall to do the Narsimha Vandana, and then there will be Prasadam, Mahaprasadam. We request devotees to honor the Prasadam in the temple hall. Hare Krishna.